Hi, good evening. Professor Pittman here. So key 4, overwhelming force. Over-preparation can lead to your ability to overwhelm your obstacles. If you strengthen your position, you can become unstoppable. So let's tease this through. By unstoppable, or being an unstoppable force, I mean you can become power gracefully. So I'm not saying the key is let's be a bulldozer or an out-of-control freight train where you just run over obstacles as your strategy. Let's take Jiu-Jitsu for example, the creation of fallbacks in our technical strategies. You know, if you have opposition to one technique, you can always fall back to another technique. If you have opposition to a particular takedown, you can always fall back. Or if you're going for a particular maneuver and it's stopped, you can always fall back. So any kind of opposition to a particular escape, let's say, you can fall back to something different. But you are prepared to overwhelm your obstacles, whatever they are in the Jiu-Jitsu arena, with both power and grace simultaneously. So let's look at this in terms of other areas of your life. Well, the same thing holds true. You know, if you want to do extraordinarily well, be overly prepared. You know, let's say you want to be strengthen a particular relationship. You know, you've got a special relationship that you've got to take a personal responsibility in. Well, you need to strengthen your position on a particular subject for that. So let's say forgiveness. You know, I personally couldn't agree more that as we learn to forgive, we grow. And when anger ceases, we stop screwing ourselves and other people. And our anger doesn't change anyone other than it changes us and makes us more bitter. You know, forgiveness is the medicine. Forgiveness is the key. Forgiveness is the antidote. And forgiveness always trumps our need for justice and judgment. However, forgiveness is a learned skill. So your responsibility is to strengthen your position on being able to forgive if you want to grow in a particular relationship that you deem important. You know, let's talk about Jiu-Jitsu, for example. You know, listen, I can remember one of my mantras growing up was, now listen, I'm a maniac when it comes to my technical regiment. You know, anytime I would learn something new in the Jiu-Jitsu area of my life, I would take notes, review my notes, and I would not take a shower that night until I could regurgitate every single detail of those new techniques at a 100 percentile. And then the very next morning, I would not eat breakfast until I could do that again. And I can remember saying out loud, there isn't another Jiu-Jitsu guy, particularly a man who thinks he's going to be a real mentor, a real teacher one day, at home, right now, trying and training as hard as I am. You know, that is that preparation. I always knew that when I walked onto a mat that I could not be the most physically gifted person in the room, but I could be the most technical person in the room. You know, I got ready. I got ready to be the most technical person in the room. And over preparation, that's the key. So in any endeavor you choose to ensue, be prepared to overwhelm them all powerfully and gracefully. To powerfully and gracefully overcome whatever obstacles they are, whatever temptations that you have. So the goal here is just to realize, man, I'm prepared. I'm absolutely prepared, and I'm ongoingly preparing, and it's all training. You know, as I look back in all the training that I've done and all the work experience that I have accumulated, as I look back across all that, I don't care who you are. You want to talk about Jiu-Jitsu, you want to talk about leadership, you want to talk about experiencing growth in a different area of life, bring it on and bring your A game. Again, just be over-prepared, because I know that I've been over-preparing my whole life. Now listen, if you want to add anything to this one, please come find me on the mat. Please share your insight with me. In the meantime, keep the faith, keep working, and God bless.